A cheerful good morning and a very warm welcome to one and all present today in this science class. I once again welcome you back on behalf of Sunbeam Academy. As we are continuously going through our newspapers and everything that since we have been continuously observing the decline in the number of active COVID cases, and at the same time the death rate has been reduced up to 1.44 as per the current news of yesterday or day before yesterday. So this is really a good sign for us. And at the same time, if you remember, yesterday also I shared you a piece of information related to the vaccination drive which has been already started in India, starting from the health workers who have been actively participating and indulge into saving the lives of the COVID affected patients. Okay, so it is our humble request, or it is our humble duty and responsibility as well, because they are the first people who need this COVID vaccine, because they are treating all different kinds of COVID patients here. Okay, so in this entire pandemic situations, they did not thought of their lives or anything like that, but in place of that, they were continuously involved in curing the life of the COVID affected patients or the peoples. Okay, and at the same time maintaining them, providing them with all kinds of medicines and whatever facilities up to their level or as per provided by the hospital administration. Okay, starting with our today's class, as you know that yesterday we have already completed our changes in environment chapter. So today what we are going to do is, first and the foremost thing, we will revise a little bit of our chapter, followed by the question answers and everything discussion. Before going ahead, again I would like to show you the syllabus here. As per the syllabus, if you know, that is, we have these four chapters are there, that is rocks and minerals, the sun, the earth and the moon, changes in our environment, and your natural disasters. Out of these four chapters, three only this is left. These two we have already completed. This we are going to finish it within 1 or 2 days, as today we are going to complete the discussion of the question and answers, and most probably tomorrow or day after tomorrow I will be providing you with the question answers PDF of this chapter. Followed by, we will be going ahead with our last chapter, that is your natural disasters, and in this way we will be able to complete our entire syllabus. Okay, so this is how we are going to do this. Okay, that's it. Starting with this, okay, so changes in environment, that is, what are the things which we have studied already in this chapter was, that is how the humans are affecting our environment, or what are the different kinds of harm are being introduced by the humans on the environment, what is greenhouse effect, what is global warming, and how we can protect our environment. Okay, all these things, that is your releasing smoke, littering, cutting down of trees, digging soil, okay, and hunting animals. Except for this planting trees, rest all the activities they harm our environment only. Okay, next thing we have is, that is, what is environment. So environment is the sum total of living and non-living things. If you remember, this also has been told by me, that is all the different components, biotic and abiotic components together, they constitute our environment along with their interaction. Soil, air, water, plant, animals, everything, they are a part of our environment only. Human activities and the environment, that is, what are the different kinds of human activities and how they are affecting the environment. So the first activity of the human beings, that is the construction of houses at a large scale, as a result of which a lot amount of dust particles and everything, they are flowing from one place to another. Next we have the air pollution. which is caused by the smoke which is released from the vehicles. Last but not the least, we have here is that is the water pollution. Water pollution, it is the addition of unwanted substances like sewage water, plastics, biodegradable or non-biodegradable waste into the freshwater bodies, that is your rivers, ponds, sea, lakes, or anything. Okay, so as a result of the addition of all these kinds of harmful contaminants, the river or the river body becomes completely unfit for human consumption, and at the same time giving rise to water pollution as well. Greenhouse effect, if you remember, that is when the sun's heat is able to enter into the atmosphere, but it is not getting released or is not able to go into the space from where it has came after when the earth releases the heat. Okay, so this is, since the heat of the sun is not able to go back, as a result of this, most of the heat gets absorbed by different kinds of gases. Like the most common one is your water vapor, methane, carbon dioxide, and nitrous oxide, as well as ozone. Okay, all these harmful gases, they absorb the heat which is released by the sun, radiated by the earth, and as a result of which they increase the temperature of the atmosphere, which is known as your global warming. Okay, and this effect, that is the absorption of the heat, that is some of the gases in air, they trap some of this heat. This natural process of absorption of sun's heat by the gases which are present, that is known as your greenhouse effect. And in turn, the result of the absorption of heat is the increase in the temperature of the earth's surface, that is basically known as your global warming. Okay, moving ahead, that is what are the gases which are basically responsible. Carbon dioxide, which is not only being released by the humans and animals but also from the factories and everything. Next we have water vapor. As all of us we know that whenever we are preparing anything, each and everything give rise to the vapors, and mostly they are the vapors of the water. And since this water is a absorbs the heat very quickly, that is why water vapor is the largest contributor to the greenhouse effect by absorbing the heat radiated by the earth. Next is methane. Methane is also added to the atmosphere by the burning up of coal, petroleum, organic matter, natural gas, or anything like that. This also absorbs the heat of the sun, thereby causing greenhouse effect and in turn increasing the temperature of the earth's surface. Ozone is naturally found in the stratosphere. However, emissions from vehicles and factories as well as burning plant matter also produce ozone in the troposphere. This ozone in the troposphere causes greenhouse effect. Okay. Next we have nitrous oxide released from the fossil fuels, plants and animal burns, also responsible for greenhouse effect. Okay, it is a natural process. It keeps the earth warm enough for us to live and grow food, but when this warmth or excess of this effect due to human activities becomes bad for us. Now this greenhouse effect causes warming of the earth's atmosphere. Due to excess greenhouse gases, more and more heat is being absorbed, thereby resulting in increase in the temperature of the earth's surface, causing global warming. In the last 100 years, the average temperature of the earth has risen slightly, as a result of which each and everyone is now so much concerned about it. How we can protect it? Renewable sources of energy, solar, wind energy, public transports, LED lights should install machines to convert polluting gases, that is filters. Next, first treatment of the waste before disposal. Make farmers to use more and more organic fertilizers and pesticides instead of artificial or synthetic. To grow more and more trees, we should reduce cutting down of trees. Reduce, reuse and recycle. That is following the 3R principle of environmental conservation. That is, take as much food in the plate as much we need it. Take a bucket and a mug to take bath. Buy only things that we need. Should carry a cloth bag to avoid plastics. Reusing or recycling. All these things which we have discussed yesterday only. Okay. I hope all of you would have written these keywords. That is greenhouse effect, global warming and recycling. Moving ahead with the next one we have here, that is your let us answer. The very first one, that is which of the following is an example of human activities affecting the environment. Okay, if you remember, we have already done this one, checkpoint. First one we have already done. Okay, this part, that is which activities do you think harm the environment? So all the activities except for this planting trees, they harm our environment. Okay, next we have here is, that is the checkpoint. In the case of checkpoint, this also we have done. That is dash is the largest contributor to the greenhouse effect. That is your water vapor. Ozone in the stratosphere layer. Ozone in the stratosphere protects us, but ozone in the troposphere layer of the atmosphere causes greenhouse effect. The overall increase in the temperature of the Earth's atmosphere due to increase of the greenhouse gases is called global warming. Next, now the word name the following or take the correct answer. So, which of the following is an example of human activities affecting the environment? Flying kite is affecting the environment? No. Walking home is not going to affect the environment. Dumping garbage is going to affect the environment. Playing in the park is also not going to affect the environment. So this dumping garbage is the correct answer. Which of the following is not a greenhouse gas? So we have methane. Methane is a greenhouse gas. Nitrogen. No. Nitrogen is not a greenhouse gas. Nitrous oxide is a greenhouse gas. Carbon dioxide is a greenhouse gas. Ozone is a greenhouse gas. But this ozone should be present in our layer, that is troposphere. Which of the following is not a greenhouse gas? So here is nitrogen is the correct answer. Alright. Next we have here is, that is what could happen as a result of global warming. That is global warming से क्या क्या चीजें हो सकती हैं. Okay, in this case, that is glaciers will melt, of course, correct. Ocean levels will rise. ये दोनों आपस में correlated हैं. क्यों? क्योंकि जब glaciers melt करेंगे, जब बर्फ पिघलेगी, तो उसका पानी कहाँ आएगा? Rivers और lakes में, oceans में, जिसके वजह से उनका level बढ़ जाएगा. Both A and B मतलब दोनों. Neither A or B मतलब एक भी नहीं. Okay, इन दोनों में से कोई नहीं. So of course our correct options will be C. Both A and B, because they both are correlated to each other. When the glaciers are going to melt, the ice which gets converted into water, that is going to cause rise in the level of the oceans. What should we do to reduce pollution in the environment? हमें pollution को reduce करने के लिए क्या क्या करना चाहिए? So basically the 3R principle has been given here, that is reduce, recycle and reuse. So our option will be all of these, that is your option D. The gases that cause greenhouse effect are called greenhouse gases. Okay, the gases that cause greenhouse effect. See the answer here. Okay, here you'll be able to find it here. So see here, carbon dioxide and water vapor that cause this effect are known as greenhouse gases. The gases that cause greenhouse effect are known as greenhouse gases. Okay, increase in the earth's temperature due to greenhouse effect is called global warming. This also I have shown you just now. Now see here, that is due to excess of greenhouse gases, the atmosphere traps and sends back more heat towards the earth. This may result in the rise in temperature of the earth, known as global warming. Okay, or the greenhouse effect causes warming of the earth's atmosphere in the form of global warming. Next we have here is that we should carry a cloth bag when we go for shopping. Just now we have discussed we should, okay, so here we should carry a cloth bag when we go for shopping. Next we have here is that is okay, next is we should use public transport such as dash and dash instead of cars to reduce the use of public transport such as carpools or taxi or auto and buses instead of cars, to reduce the use of fossil fuels or to reduce the use of natural resources. See here. See here, using public transport such as buses and trains instead of cars will also help in reducing the use of fuels or reducing the use of natural resources. Okay, next, so this was there, that is your A and B. Take the correct answer and fill in the blanks. Next we have here is that is give one word answer. So here we have is that is the addition of harmful substances in atmosphere. They are known as your pollutants. Let us see here, addition of harmful pollution also, okay, or air pollution, sorry. Okay, the addition of harmful substances into environment. See here, where it is, addition of harmful substances. Yes, here, causes pollution of air. Addition of harmful substances causes pollution of air, water and land. So this is known as pollution. Cutting trees and forests to make land available for human activities, deforestation. Okay, the process in which old items are used again to create new things, recycling. Okay, now see, old items used to create new things, so this is recycling, but old items used again and again, it is reusing it. Okay, answer these questions we have here is, that is the next part. What do you understand by greenhouse gases? Okay, oh, sorry, what do you understand by greenhouse effect? List 5 greenhouse gases. Here it is the answer, that is what you understand by greenhouse effect. And okay, so here it is, this is known as your greenhouse effect, that is this complete part, that is the heat from the sun reaches to the earth, gets absorbed by the earth, and then the earth tries to radiate it, send it back some of the heat to the space, but that is not able to go there because of this ozone layer or our atmosphere. Okay, next we have here is, that is due to this most of the heat gets absorbed by the air which is present there, resulting in the greenhouse effect. Okay, the 5 main gases are water vapor, methane, ozone and nitrous oxide. Okay, and your carbon dioxide. Number 2 we have here is, that is answer these questions. So in the second case we have here, that is, what are the sources of nitrous oxide in the atmosphere or in the environment. So if you remember, just now we have studied, revised, that is, this nitrous oxide comes from the burning of fossil fuels. Okay, when nitrous oxide is released into the atmosphere when fossil fuels and plant and animal matters are burned. Use of fertilizers in agricultural processes also produces this gas. Okay, next we have here is what is global warming and how is it harmful for the environment. Okay, what is global warming? The absorption of heat by the greenhouse gases results in the increase in the temperature of the Earth's surface, known as global warming. The greenhouse effect causes warming of the Earth's atmosphere. Due to excess of greenhouse gases, the atmosphere traps and sends back more heat towards the Earth. This may result in a rise, higher temperature, or increase in the temperature, or rise in the temperature, and as a result of which this rise in the temperature only is known as your global warming. Okay, moving ahead with this, so we have here is, that is, how is it harmful? Okay, if the temperature of the Earth is going to be increased, it will be very difficult for various kinds of populations to survive, because now only if you observe here, so the temperatures of the summers of Rajasthan or Udaipur reaches up to 54 or 55 degrees Celsius. Okay, next we have here is, that is, what is global next, that is, state 5 steps that you will follow to reduce pollution in your environment. 5 steps which we will follow. Okay, first thing, don't throw the waste or burn the waste. Okay, try to either use it again and again or give it to your kabadi walas for recycling it. Name the three, this is the first one. Okay, next, do not waste water. Okay, and do not use a lot amount of water. This is also going to reduce pollution. Use cycles for short distances, and at the same time use public transports as much as possible. Okay, so this was there for this part. Moving ahead with this, we have here is, that is, state 5 steps. Okay, 1 2 3. Next, what is there? We should plant more and more trees to reduce pollution, because they are ultimately going to help us not only by providing the life sustaining gas, but also by using the carbon dioxide which is released by different sources. The next we have here is, that is, name the 3 R's of environmental pollution. Give one example of each of them. If you remember, yesterday only we have studied the 3R principle here. Here it is. This one, right hand corner, if you are able to see, reduce, reuse and recycle. We have to give examples of one each of them. Of course, we can give it very easily. Reduce, that is, try to minimize the use of the vehicles as much as possible. Use cycles for short distances travel. Okay, next is reuse, that is, try to reuse the papers or the leftover copies for your rough work or for writing down your what do we say to that, for calculation of your mathematics. Next is, that is, recycle, that is, whatever waste is present in your homes, Either you try to use it, reuse it. If not, please try to give it to the people, that is waste collectors, who will be able to transport it for the recycling purpose. Okay, next we have here is, that is, in how many different ways can planting more trees help to keep our environment free from pollution? First thing, trees, they help in the absorption of carbon dioxide, which is one of the greenhouse gases. Next, these trees also provide the life sustaining gas, that is oxygen, and to keep our environment clean. Okay, the next thing is that they also help to absorb the waste either from the soil or from the environment as much as possible. And if you are going to plant more and more trees, so more and more absorption of water will be there, as a result of which the water pollution will not be able to come or result into serious problems. Okay, next is, that is, help the heat from the earth's atmosphere to find its way out of the maze created by the greenhouse gases. If we enter from here, so whether you follow this direction, okay, here you will be getting stopped, or you follow this direction, you will be getting stopped here. Okay, so this water vapor will absorb the heat. If somehow you are able to pass it on, so when you will come here, again carbon dioxide is present. Okay, that will absorb it. Next, nitrous oxide is also present, that can also absorb it. Okay, next we have here is, that is, ozone will also release it. Okay, so this was there in do and learn. Tick the things you would like to do. Walk or cycle to your school or a nearby place. Tick, correct. Plant a tree or encourage others to plant it, correct. Refuse plastic bags, correct. Throw garbage at public places, false. Okay, so in this way we have completed this chapter as well. I'll be providing you the PDFs and everything, okay, a little later. That is most probably tomorrow or day after tomorrow, that is by 20 or 21st, you will be getting your PDFs for your question answers. In the meanwhile, I request everyone to go through the chapters very nicely. If any kind of doubts are there, please do clarify it, please do rectify it before your exams, and at the same time, there and then when the same chapter is going on, please have a look over it, try to find out your doubts, try to get it cleared as soon as possible. Okay, this was there for today. Thanks a lot for being with me, and have a superb day ahead. Thank you.